What's up, all you fantasy folks and pick'em persons out there? Welcome to week 9 of the football season and week 4 of my little pick'em program here. And special guest, I got my beautiful, amazing wife, Blue, here.
Woo-hoo!
So she's going to be picking not against the spread, she's going to be picking winners. And yeah, we're going to have ourselves a fun time. She wanted to do that? Yeah, super fun time. So yeah, a little intro. I was 8-7 versus the spread last week, so I had a winning record. Yeah, not bad. 9-6 with the win-loss by just picking winners and losers. Overall, for the 3 weeks that I have been picking, I'm 20-24 against the spread, which is not that great. But I am 27-18 win-loss, just picking the game straight up. So not too bad.
Not too bad.
So also I'll do a little intro of the TWI. That's the Total Winnability Index. It's out of 200. And I didn't make any changes to it this week. I'm keeping the same format, the same percentage format that I had used last week. So, you excited, babe?
No.
No? Okay. Well, then I'm not excited for you.
Thank God.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to jump into the first game, and I will give my pick first, and then I'll ask Blue for her pick, and then that's going to be our little format here.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so first game, Thursday Night Football. Carolina Panthers at home against the Saints. Saints favored by 1.5 points. At a TWI of 112-88, basically a 56% chance that the Panthers are going to win and cover the spread. I think Greg Olsen is probably going to have a big game with Kelvin Benjamin. Probably a decent game as well. But where's the running back in Carolina? I don't know. Do they know? No, it's just put a no-name back there and just have them run the football because they're all injured. I know D'Angelo Williams is trying to come back. Jonathan Stewart is kind of back. But they're old. They need young blood in there. And the Saints coming off a huge victory over my Packers. I'm still pretty mad. Pretty devastated. But look for Breeze, Brandon Cooks, probably Mark Ingram to have big games for the Saints. So I'm going to pick the Saints to cover and win this game. What do you got, babe?
I'm also picking the Saints for this game. They're my second team. I love Nola. I love the food and the spirit. They've got a great fan base. They have Breeze. They've got a lot of support going into this game. But mainly, the Panthers kind of sounds like a powder puff team name. So I couldn't put my money on that one. I mean, who could? The Panthers? Please.
I know, Powder Puffs.
Unicorns.
Please. Yeah.
It's the Saints all the way.
Oh, yeah. So, similar picks there with the Saints. All right. So, let's move on to the second game. The Cleveland Browns at home versus the Buccaneers. Browns favored by 6.5. Buccaneers, after that horrendous loss. I almost threw my beer at the TV when I watched them lose because they could have covered the spread and, oh yeah, we'll just fumble the ball. Minnesota's gonna run it in, touchdown. Yeah, well, that's really cool. I was really mad. Blew my chance at getting into money in my pick'em league last week. But I have the Browns in the TWI 121-79, basically a 60% chance to cover, which is good enough for me. I'm gonna pick the Browns. I think Hoyer will be a game manager. Look for Miles Austin, maybe Jordan Cameron to get some points, and also Tate to run the ball against the lowly Buccaneer defense. And the Buccaneers, I don't know who I'd play for the Buccaneers besides VJax and maybe Bobby Rainey in a PPR. It's just, I don't know. Their offense sucks. Their defense sucks. I don't know. What do you got, babe?
I don't know. I couldn't care less about either team. The Buccaneers kind of remind me of Errol Flynn because he was a Buccaneer and he had a great mustache. But then the Browns are using a pound puppy for their mascot. I mean, it's not like anything went into their logo, so I had to look into the team to find something good about them. But because they're using a pound puppy, I'm going for the Browns for this one. They give man's best friend a home. They have my vote on the game.
Oh,
Aww.
And that is a good way to look at
1980s throwback.
At least you went with the actual mascot, not just the color, because they've been playing like poo the last like 20 years.
Yep. They have a great fan base, though.
But yeah, we're both going to go with the Browns in that game. So let's move on to our third game. We got the Dallas Cowboys at home, favored by 4 points against the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals coming off a big win against Philly. They held it out in that last second. And the Cowboys coming off just a hilarious loss. hilarious loss on Monday night. I knew the Redskins would cover, but I didn't think they would win that game. That was pretty crazy. But Cardinals have the best rushing defense. I don't think DeMarco Murray is going to get 100 yards this week on the ground, but he'll probably get 100 yards total because they use him out of the backfield a lot. Dez will probably get some catches. Terrence Williams might get a few catches. I think a touchdown will probably go to either Dez or Witten. Cardinals, look for Ellington to get a lot of touches now that Stephon Taylor is hurt. And Fitz coming off that huge game. He's back. They got to cover him, so I think that's going to open up Michael Floyd a little bit. And I got the Cardinals covering the spread and probably winning this game. And they're favored 113-87 in the TWI, so that also adheres and goes along with my pick, babe.
Yeah, I'm picking the Cardinals too. You know, after the fantastic loss the Cowboys suffered this season, or this past week, I'm really hoping they can see this again. I think the Cowboys are pretentious. I don't like their fans. I mean, America's team, that's bull.
No, that's the Packers
totally
for sure.
Bull. Yeah. I mean, they can fabricate a motto, but they can't reinforce it by any means. So the Cardinals are showing good spirit this year, and I think that they can rock the Cowboys out of their spot.
I like it. I think that they will rock the Cowboys out of their spot. Rock Jerry out of his world again down in Big D.
Stupid Jerry.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, let's go on to the fourth game. We got the Houston Texans at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly favored by 2.5. TWI 106-94. Pretty close. That means 53% favorite for Philly to go on the road and win. The Phillies historically is a little bit better on the road than home covering spreads, but this Philly team is a little bit different. And coming off their bye week, they lost last week to the Cardinals. Coming off that loss, I think they're going to definitely hand the ball, get the ground game going with McCoy, and chuck it up to Macklin a little bit, and have the defense just pick Fitzpatrick off a few times, because Fitzpatrick, not that great. But Arian Foster, he's a beast. If he runs for over 100 yards again, they got a chance in this game. If he doesn't, Philly's going to blow him out, I think. So that's why I'm going to choose Philly. What do you got, babe?
I'm choosing Philly too. Surprise, surprise. I don't like the Texans. It's a stupid team name with a stupid team logo. I couldn't put myself behind something like that as a fan. So I'm going for the Eagles on this one.
Yeah, plus they don't have the cheesesteak down in Houston.
They don't have much of anything down in Houston other than... Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I could come up with too. Okay. So we're both going with the Eagles that game. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at home against the lowly Michael Vick-led Jets. Chiefs are favored by 9.5 points. TWI 115-85. Basically 57% favorites. I gotta go with the Chiefs in this game. Charles is gonna have a huge game. I don't care about the Jets' run defense. And that team is just, they lost all hope this year. Game manager from Alex Smith, he'll probably throw a touchdown. He doesn't have much to pass to. But he has Dwayne Bowe, and Kelsey will probably get a lot of targets this week. Jets, Chris Ivory is their only hope. Vic, he'll throw his 3 picks, and that'll be the end of the story. I think the Chiefs are going to crush them and cover.
I'm glad to hear that. I only picked Chiefs because really Kansas City's the birthplace of jazz, and my friend Carly lives there. So, that's it.
Nice. That's good reasons for sure. Let's move on to our next game. The Cincinnati Bengals coming off the big last-second win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The poor Jaguars. Bengals favored by a huge 11.5 margin, and TWI 125-75. So it's basically 63% chance that they'll cover this spread. And I think they will cover this spread, especially AJ Green is looking like he's on track to play, and they're going to put up some serious points. Sanu has been getting a ton of targets. If he's on your fantasy team, throw him in there. Hopefully Bernard is back. I know he injured his hip, but even if he's not, I think Jeremy Hill will be fine. And that defense is, Jaguars threw 2 pick sixes last week. Start the Cincy defense if you have them. As far as people on the Jaguars to play, I'd say maybe play their special teams because they might run a kickoff back. That's about it. So I got the Bengals covering this huge spread and winning.
All right, the Bengals is Mark's number 2 team, so he's forcing me to choose them over the Jaguars. But I like wearing burnt orange. It fits my sense of style. The Jags aren't doing too great, and their team doesn't have much eye candy, so I'm going for the Bengals this week.
Yeah, definitely no eye candy, judging by the amount of fans in their stands this year.
I didn't say no eye candy. I said they don't have too much eye candy. There's a difference.
Not much of a difference. We're talking 1% here. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at home against the San Diego Superchargers. This is basically almost a coin flip. 103-97 TWI. Dolphins favored by 1.5 points. Tannehill's been looking good. Miller's been looking good. Mike Wallace coming back. Clay has been shut down. Hartline hasn't done much. It seems like it's the Miller, Tannehill, Wallace show there, and the defense. But they're coming against the Chargers, who coming off a long rest last week, looking to get things back together after getting crushed by Denver in Denver. They do travel to Miami not Miami. They travel to Florida well, and they love playing in the heat. They're from San Diego, so I'm looking to Rivers having a decent game, throwing a couple touchdown passes. Look at Gates and maybe Michael Floyd to get some catches. Out of the backfield, I know Donald Brown is back. I don't know how many carries he's going to get. They're probably limited, so look for Brandon Oliver still to, carry the load. Probably get 2/3 of the carries. So I'm going to go with the Chargers to cover and probably win this game.
So did you ever notice the Chargers logo looks like a blonde cartoon toupee? Yeah, think about it. Draw a little face underneath it. Just like a toupee.
Yeah, I put it on my mind. I put it on Freddy from Scooby-Doo.
See, it works.
He was the first blonde person I thought of, even though he's usually got that like blonde helmet.
Yeah.
So Lou is going with the Chargers as well.
Yeah, just because of the toupee.
Yeah. All right, so we got next game, Minnesota Vikings at home against the Washington Redskins. Vikings favored by 2.5. I got the TWI in favor of the Vikings to be 123-77. About a 61% chance the Vikings are going to cover, but I don't think they're going to cover. They just don't have the offense. Redskins got a little swagger in them after going down to the 6-1 Cowboys and beating them with Colt McCoy. Basically, he managed the game. He didn't throw a touchdown. He threw like 300 yards and a pick, but he did enough to get him the victory. And I sadly had to pick him up in one league because what's his face is out. I can't remember the guy who's out for me on his bye week. But I think he's just going to be a game manager. Might throw a touchdown. The Vikings just don't have any offense. They barely put up 13 points against lowly Tampa Bay, who's given up the most points in the league. Look at Garcon, Jackson, and Morris. Morris had a little bit better game last week, but Djax is the main guy, and Pierre is going to definitely get some looks as well. As for the Vikings, maybe McKinnon. If you have McKinnon, start him, and maybe Patterson if he is healthy. It doesn't look like he will be, but start him if you can. But I'm going to go with the Redskins to cover this game and probably win this game. Love?
All right, I'm going with the Redskins for this one. And I'll be serious, I think the Redskins are coming off a great win this week and should be amped up for this match. The Vikings have had a really emotional season, and I don't think they are on their toes this year at all. And I gotta say, I don't like the Vikings. We have a pretty big competition against them, but I really like Vikings fans. They're almost as spirited as Wisconsin fans.
Yeah,
so I want to give them something, but their teams, they can't perform this year.
Yeah, you ever seen a Viking Super Bowl ring?
No.
Right there.
Huh.
I just showed
Fans can't see it.
Yeah, I just showed her my
Empty
my ringless hand. Ha 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 ha. Yuck yuck. All right, let's move on to the next game. The San Francisco 49ers at home against the St. Louis Rams. 49ers favored by 9.5 points. TWI 111-89. Niners coming off a bye. Rams coming off a crushing defeat in Kansas City. But I think they're going to pick it up. They played the Niners tough a couple weeks ago before they let a stupid 95-yard touchdown pass at the end of the half to, I can't remember the guy's name because he only has like 4 catches this year. But I got the Rams covering this game, but I'll have the 49ers winning. 49ers, Kaepernick will have a decent game. I'm thinking Bolden's going to get a lot of catches, and Vernon Davis coming back after that back injury will definitely get a lot of looks because that other tight end they have is just a drop-happy, fumble-happy fool. Rams, Austin Davis, Brian Quick, Trey Mason. I mean, you can't really pick a running back there because running back by committee. So I'd probably start Quick in a pinch and Austin Davis if you have no other option. But I'm going to go with the Rams to cover, 49ers to win. What do you think, babe?
Oh, I consulted my astrologist, and because I'm an Aries, I have to choose the Rams.
Okay. Sounds good. Going astrological. That's always a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do that sometimes. I usually look up and pray for help from the fantasy gods. Usually they don't provide it or they're not there. So, so let's go on to the next game. We finally... well, you said Rams that were two?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we
Rams.
haven't had a different pick yet.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we are. Okay, I hope so. So we got the New England Patriots at home against the Broncos. Broncos favored by 3, basically the hottest team in the league right now. And look at that TWI, 100 to 100. Evenly matched, as evenly matched as you can get. It's a 50-50 coin flip chance.
Cow.
I know, but I think matching it up, offenses, they're both good. Defenses, the Broncos is just a little bit better. And Emmanuel Sanders, as their secondary receiver, is definitely better than the Patriots' secondary receiver, which could be either Brandon LaFell or Julian Edelman, who has been drop-happy lately. Gronk is obviously their number one. If they can cover him, keep him out of the end zone, the Broncos, I think, should win this by a touchdown. But I think it's going to be a little bit closer. I think it'll be 35-31. And if you have fantasy players, you have key positions, definitely start them. Don't start the defenses, though. What do you think, love?
I don't know. You got 2 great quarterbacks, and I have a lot of respect for both Manning and Brady. And they're both showing great work this season, and this will be a great matchup. But out of pure Saturday Night Live nostalgia, I'm going to pick the Broncos. I want to see as much effort in this game as Manning gave in the sketches.
Nice. I love the one where he
beats the kids.
Yeah, the little kids.
Favorite.
Swearing at him.
Love it.
That was the best. All right, so we're both going Broncos there. Next game, Seattle Seahawks at home, favored by 15 against the Oakland Raiders. And TWI 135-65, basically a 68% chance that Seattle will cover the spread. Unfortunately, Seattle hasn't scored over 30 points since the first game, which was against my Packers. And the Raiders are averaging about 16 points. So you law of averages, it's about 28 for Seattle, 16 for the Raiders. I know it's at home, but I got 15 points too much to cover. I got to go with the Raiders to cover the spread, but the Seahawks to win the game. What do you think, babe?
Well, I'm a UW alum, so I got to pick Russell Wilson. Yep.
That is a good
2 times
point.
over UW alum.
That is a good point. He is the man from Madison. Next game. So that's our first different pick. Wow, I didn't realize. That's our first different one.
What are you gonna give me if I win?
A big smooch.
That's cheap. Ew.
Yum. All right, next game we have the Pittsburgh Steelers at home against the Baltimore Ravens. Sunday Night Football. TWI, I got 117.83 in favor of the Ravens, 58% chance, and the Steelers favored by 1 point. The Steelers thrown up 51 points last week against the Colts, which was surprising after Colts defense shut out Cincy. I don't think we're going to see that again. I don't think the Ravens are going to let Antonio Brown go all over them. I think they're going to stuff Le'Veon Bell. I look to this game being like 21-17 in favor of the Ravens. Steve Smith Sr. getting some catches. Flacco throwing a couple touchdowns, and whoever, maybe Forsett if he's back, getting a touchdown. Other than that, we'll probably get Taliaferro a touchdown. But not much for fantasy besides Antonio Brown and maybe Steve Smith Sr. in this game as wide receiver ones. But I have the Ravens covering and winning this game. What do you think, babe?
I like to choose neither. But if I have to choose, since I do, I'm going to choose the Steelers, not because of the team, but because I respect their fan base. They have loyal fans. I believe with sticking with your team when you go through the hard times, and their fan base really sticks to them. So
Sure.
Because of that, I would like them to win, just for their fans.
All right.
But I don't care about the team.
Shout out to the Pittsburgh fans out there. And that's another different one. That's 2 different ones that we have. All right.
I think it's the last one.
Oh, really? Okay, well, we got one more game here. We got the New York Giants Monday Night Football at home against the Indianapolis Colts. Colts favored by 3 points. TWI 121-79 in favor of the Colts. Basically a 60% chance that they will cover and win this game. And I am going with that. They are going to cover and win. Andrew Luck is a beast. T.Y. Hilton, beast. Ahmad Bradshaw out of the backfield, beast. And Dwayne Allen and Dante Moncrief, if he plays like he did last week. The Colts will stomp the Giants. I don't know if Jennings is going to be back for the Giants. Who's he going to throw it to? I mean, besides the other team, we know Manning's good for a pick or two. But, I mean, if Jennings back, start Rashad Jennings. Maybe Odell Beckham if you have to start somebody. But it's just maybe Ruben Randall will get a touchdown. Maybe a wide receiver 3, like a late flex option if you had one. But I'm going to go with the Colts to win and cover. What do you think about this Monday Night Game, Love?
I think Eli Manning's a little bitch.
Ooh, all right.
Yep, no other quarterback whines and throws tantrums like the lesser Manning, and not to mention he stole the Pack's Super Bowl chance 3 years ago because of his whining, not because of a fair game. So I want to see them lose. I really want to see the Colts kick their ass.
Nice.
See my full support, Colts.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Well, I have to agree with that because I am still bitter about that upset in Lambeau in 2011.
Stupid Manning.
Yeah, stupid Manning. And in 2007 when he beat Favre in Lambeau.
I could beat him in a bar fight, guaranteed.
Oh, I know you could.
And I could drink him under the table.
Basically, he's got no chance against you.
None, not whatsoever.
Nice. Well, I hope you all enjoyed. Remember to leave your picks and fantasy questions in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, and also hit the like button because of my beautiful wife joining us this week in this Pick'em League. Yeah, all right. So we will see you next time, and good luck on the gridiron, and good luck in your pick'ems. Take care.
See ya.